So here we have the Nintendo Switch, and by the recording of this video, the Switch will be, hold on, let me check my notes. In 2 months, it will be 7 years old. Yes, this thing has been in our lives for 7 whole years. I love this little console. It's my favorite. It is home to many of my favorite games, but I would be lying if I didn't say nowadays it's kind of underpowered, like really underpowered. So for today's video, I want to discuss what I want to see in the Switch 2. Now, disclaimer number 1, this is not predictions or stuff I saw on Reddit. This is just my predictions as a Nintendo fan. And another thing I want to clarify that I don't know if it's going to be called the Switch 2. I'm just calling it the Switch 2 for simplicity's sake, but it could be called anything down the line. Alrighty then, let's get into the video. Hi guys, it's Mandy from Mandyleeplays, and welcome to my discussion for the Switch 2. Now, I want to talk about the Switch itself. It has sold so many units. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it has sold a lot of units, and honestly, I think Nintendo is really hesitant to move on because the Wii U, and we all know what happened to the Wii U, but honestly, I don't think a successor would be as successful as the Switch, but hear me out. For the successor, I think Nintendo should really focus on what made the Switch good and improved on that. Now, would it be as successful as the Switch? I highly doubt it, because let's be honest, this thing really revolutionized the way we play games. It sold a lot of units, and it's been on the market for 7 years and it's still kicking. So the Switch is nothing to laugh at. It is a really good console. It just needs so much more to make it great. So to be clear, I don't think we need anything groundbreaking like the Switch was. I think we just need to improve on what the Switch does best, and that is portable hybrid gaming. So let's take a second to imagine I'm building the Switch 2. What is the first thing that I would prioritize? Number 1, it would be backwards compatibility. That is my number 1 thing, because look what we have here. And here, yes, these are Switch games. Now, it would be really heartbroken to know that the new Switch successor can't play old Switch games. And except for the Switch, every other Nintendo console was backwards compatible to its previous console. For example, the Wii could play GameCube games, the Wii U could play Wii games, the DS could play GBA games, and the 3DS could play DS games. The only exception was the Switch. The Switch is not backwards compatible to the Wii U. I understand that because they wanted to switch to cartridges. So backwards compatibility is key and crucial to this next console, because gaming has only gotten more expensive. I don't want to rebuy all my games for full price. I really don't want to be on that grind. I want a console that could give me the option to replay all my games in my Switch library, both physically and digitally. If you take that out, then what am I gonna play these with? My old Switch? It just doesn't make sense. Now, I know that the disc is far superior than a cartridge, and cartridge gaming could be really expensive, but Nintendo dug that hole. Go lie in it, because you started with cartridges, you better end it with cartridges. And I've heard rumors of people saying it might not have backwards compatibility, and honestly, that scares me so much. So it's crucial that Nintendo keep the cartridge as a format for the next console. Oh, and that also extends to controllers and other accessories as well. And not to mention, I want the Switch games that we have now to be improved for the newer hardware. For example, when a PlayStation 4 game gets the PlayStation 5 upgrade, I want something like that for the Switch games that we already have. So like Bayonetta 3 will be 60 FPS for the new console, stuff like that. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but knowing that PlayStation does it and they're kind of iffy, I think Nintendo could do something. Alright, and next I'm going to talk about what most people assume the next Switch successor is going to have, and that is power and better hardware. Now, I am not a hardware or software expert when it comes to video games, but it's painfully obvious that the Switch needs more power, especially if it wants to keep up with the Xbox and PlayStation. I know a lot of people say Nintendo does its own thing and that's why you love them. Honestly, that's why I love them too, but it comes to a point where even third-party developers are struggling to even get their game working on the Switch. And I'm gonna let you on a little secret. The Switch could have both its Nintendo unique identity and power. I don't know why nowadays we have to do these binary choices of have this or that when you could literally have both. Now, it's important to note that I'm not looking for the next PS5 for the Switch or anything. I'm not talking about big graphical hauls like that. I'm just talking about where it could run most games on the current market. So for the Switch 2 or Switch successor, I think Nintendo should really beef up on the power, where it's about as par as the PlayStation 4 Pro or something similar like the Steam Deck. Now, I'm not gonna sit here all day tell which specs should go into what, because honestly, I am not knowledgeable in that department, and I'm not gonna pretend that I am. But if we could bring the next Switch to that level of power, like the PlayStation Pro or the Steam Deck, a lot of more games will be open on the Switch, and it won't feel as far behind in the third-party support. And it really would bring out the best in their first-party games. And I know that kind of power does come with drawbacks like the battery life and stuff, but some hits we gotta take. And I also think Nintendo should upgrade their dock to handle co-processing better so we could get a good TV experience as well. I feel with the new hardware, software, and everything, the Switch will not skip a beat when it comes to 60 FPS, and 30 FPS will be a thing of the past. Now, I don't really mind 30 FPS games. I actually play a lot of them because I play a lot of my Switch, but it would be nice to strive for better FPS, just saying. So that is it for the hardware. My next thing I want to change is the ergonomics of the Switch. This is the Switch. Now, I do have an OLED version, but this is my basically day one Switch, and I love it. It's small, it's compact, and it has a very sleek design unlike the Steam Deck, and it's not really heavy as well. One thing I do want to note though is the Joy-Cons. They're really small. And I'm saying this as a person who has small hands. I have tiny hands, but even this is tiny to me. It is very small. Because I could play a game like this casually, but not like a whole sit-down RPG adventure. Now, I do have a grip, which is vital to my gaming because I can't really play the Switch as it is by itself for a long time. It gets really crampy, so the grip does help. But on its own, the Switch is not very comfortable when it comes to gaming. So for the Switch 2 or successor, I feel like overhauling the Joy-Cons a bit might be a really good idea. In this department, they don't really have to change much. The Switch itself, especially the OLED, is really sleek and thin, and I love playing it portably because it's not heavy, unlike the Steam Deck. But it could be even better if the Joy-Cons weren't as uncomfortable. And the next point is something a little bit different. Instead of the hardware, we're going to take a look at the software and what I want to see in the new Switch successor. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get flack for this because every time I speak out on it, people are pretty complacent when it comes to Nintendo's online or lack of online, and they tend to really defend it when it doesn't need defending. It's really bad. How would I improve the online system for the Switch successor or Switch 2? I think first of all, the servers had to get a massive upgrade. I'm not sure what servers that they use, but I've noticed that a lot of Nintendo first-party games tend to have really bad servers. Now, this is not a big problem with games like Monster Hunter Rise because it's Capcom servers and they work really well. But when you look at Nintendo's, it doesn't work as well. People get DC'd from Splatoon 3 so much. There are moments when I'm playing and I just see my party members just disappear out of existence. So first thing I want to fix on the Switch successor is the online experience. Whatever they have to do to make it more stable, I hope that they do it because it's ridiculous that I'm paying for online that barely works. Yes, it's $20 and it's better than $60, but that doesn't mean it has the right to run like trash. It doesn't. Because I'm still paying $20 for it. It could also extend to improving the way you add friends and quality of life features. Alright, now on to smaller points that I really couldn't categorize, so I just put them in one category. First thing, a trophy system, please. I know I got a lot of flack for this on my tweet about it. Now, I'm not a trophy hunter and I don't platinum every game that I play, but trophies are really nice, even the smaller ones, and they could be really funny as well. And I would love to see Nintendo do their own spin on them for the next console. Next on the list is the Switch's UI. or lack thereof. So the one thing that I figured out what the Switch was missing and what the Switch 2 desperately needs is more of that Nintendo quirky style. I would like to add themes, different colors. Won't it be awesome to have a nice Persona-like display on your Switch, or maybe Animal Crossing, and then in the background it will play a certain tune of that game? That would be amazing. That would be cool, and that would make your Switch more personalized, because in my opinion, that's what the Switch needs the most. More personality. It's been white and black for almost 7 years at this point. At least put red, blue, green, orange, yellow at this point. I don't know why Nintendo hasn't done this. I really think it's a meme at this point. And I know some people don't like the cluttered mess. That's why I think options are the best thing in this department, because you could just have it black or white, or you could just have it different colors. But for the Switch 2, I really hope that they implement more UI designs to make it a little bit personalized. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said before, these are just my wants for the Nintendo Switch 2 or successor. Tell me what things you would like to see in the Switch 2 in the comments down below. Do I think the console is coming out in 2024? No, it might be announced in 2024, but I don't think it's coming out in 2024. But even that, I do not know. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you like my content and would love to see more, please hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. You can follow me in my socials in the description down below. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of the day. And as always, play a good game. Peace, peace.